Morning everyone. I'm in JDMar here. It's Wednesday the 27th of November. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Obviously this is classed as winter in Marbella. I'm in the gardens and pools of JDMar at the upper end, which I've never done a video from before, so I said I'd grab one while I'm here. So I'm going to flick the camera around now and let's just see what it's like. It's 11 in the morning. So that's the Don Pepe Hotel. Well, it's the Grand Mealy Hotel, but we've been coming here a long time. And when we first started coming here, it was the Don Pepe, so we've always referred to it as the Don Pepe. So I'm standing on the top of the gardens here. These apartments here all have walkways out onto the garden. You can see some nice decoration. Flower vases along there. People have dining facilities outside. We do too, but ours is on a balcony further up. Ours is behind that tree there. It's the third floor up, you can't see it through the trees, but you will see it there. It's the lower satellite dish one, so it's 1, 2, 3 floors up. And there's an elevator down. You can also walk, which is what most people do. Entirely up to yourself. So this is a perspective of the gardens and pools. The gardens are quite beautiful, well manicured. They're repainting some of the walls here at the moment. If you're a keen gardener, you'll like what you see here. Some obviously Spain gets a much warmer climate than Ireland, where we're from. So it's just that little bit different. There's a walkway up there, which is another way out of the apartment. You don't have to go back inside the building to exit. You can go up there and get out through the side gate, which brings you down to the promenade. In many ways, I suppose it's a shortcut from here, but from the apartment itself, it wouldn't be a shortcut, as you'd have to walk down to the gardens. During this season, where there's no lifeguard on duty, the pool does have a protection guard around it. Obviously it doesn't protect people from having mishaps in the water, but it's just a reminder that be a little bit more cautious when you see something like that. You are inclined to be a little bit more cautious. Peak season would be the 4 months of the summer for sure. There's a lifeguard here then, but not at this time of the year. So we're looking back into the corner there where the apartment is. You can see it's 10 stories high and we're on the 3rd floor. That's the highest point. The buildings are lower through that section. Again, you get a little bit high there, but we're on the higher end of it. It was originally a hotel. It was originally the very first Don Pepe Hotel. Don Pepe built just at the far side there. You can see it through the trees, a little closer to the beach, and converted this into apartments for holiday lets, and eventually different people acquired them, and we acquired this in 1999 if I'm not mistaken. Don't quite remember fully, but it was owned by an Irish owner who was a chairman of Waterford Crystal at the time, and he had several apartments here, and his family had grown up and no longer had a need for multiple apartments, so he was selling one off, and fortunately enough we managed to get our hands on it. So just walking down now, showing you the gardens in the daytime. I have other videos up that show the gardens in the night time. This is the gardens in the daytime, and it's as I say, November. So we're in the shade here and it's a tad cool. I'm not cold, but it's a tad cool. So they go as far as there. So the apartments down here obviously don't have the views that we have. We let our apartment pre-COVID, about 3 years ago, to a lawyer from Madrid who had it examined by her mother, who lives in Marbella, and her mother arrived with 4 of her friends. These ladies were in their 70s, sun worshippers, I would call them. They gave it the stamp of approval, and the comment of the mother was the most important thing about it was that it was a south-facing balcony, which meant that we had sun all day long. If people don't want to go to a beach, they want to just lie on the balcony, they can do that because they've sun all day long. So you've got the sun from in summer from about 8:30 in the morning until sunset. On this particular visit, we're here in November 2021. The sun comes up over the Grand Melia Hotel at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have it till about 4:30 in the evening, and it gets dark here then around starts getting dark around 5:30, but you're getting into that sun disappearing over the horizon at about 6:30, and you get some wonderful colours. They call Japan the land of the rising sun, which it is, and you get some really beautiful vistas when the sun starts to go down. You get that kind of a orangey pink red colour, and it's really, really, really beautiful, you know. So that's a little bit of a walkway up along there. It's not the walkway that I referred to, where you can get out onto the promenade. You probably noticed in the video while I was talking there was a kiddies paddling pool. That's quite safe as well. Obviously children have to be supervised, and it's the responsibility of parents to do that. Even when the lifeguard is on duty, you have to play your part. So this is the second walkway, the one that I referred to earlier in the video, which is another way out. If you don't want to go the long way around to get out into the walkway to the side gate. Now it's certain times of the year this is closed, it's open. Right, so short little walkway along here. Now that's a facility there just for washing your feet off if you've been on the beach and you want to just wash sand off of your feet, or if you walk back from the beach and you have some road grit, you want to put a pair of runners on before you go down the steps there, because it's got those flat stones which can be quite abrasive on your feet. So that's what that's there for. So looking back up there, in the distance you can see La Concha, which is the Marbella backdrop mountain. That's the car park there. There's parking spots here. Normally it would be full during the summer. Obviously this time of year is slightly different. This is the side entrance. So I'm just going to zap the button there. One zap releases the gate, and I'm out onto the promenade. Now, obviously I've shown you the garden, so it's a long way around. Perspective, there's La Concha. So if I was to leave the apartment and walk to here, I would be here in 1 minute, coming out the side door from the apartment, not going through reception. And I'm not sure if you can see it there in the foreground, but you can see the beach from here. So, you know, it's not an exaggeration to say that you're 2 to 3 minutes from the beach, because you are 2 to 3 minutes from the beach. These are all private homes along here. Some of them are occupied during the summer. Mostly they're not occupied at all. A lot of these, I don't think I've ever seen anybody in them. So I'll just walk a little bit further down. I'm just keeping an eye on how long it's taking me to give you, again, perspective as to proximity to the beach, because it's not an exaggeration to say that it's 2 or 3 minutes. So we're passing by Marina Mariola, another apartment complex, mostly owned by private owners. I don't believe there's any rentals available in there. And that's going to bring us down now onto the promenade any minute. There's a nice BMW convertible, beautiful here obviously in the summer. Some of the traffic laws in Spain dictate what you can do and can't do, by the way, with convertibles and stuff like that. I mean, seat belts have to be worn, you have to be seated all the time. Elbows out the window of the car are not something that the Spanish police are too fond of seeing. So you can see now we're reaching the promenade, and I've been in the shade mostly as I walk down here. So we're coming down onto Playa de Casablanca. Obviously the reason for that is because there's a view of, wow, now that is unusual. Just going to try zoom a little bit if I can. That's the promenade as you head towards Puerto Banús. You can see Playa de Casablanca. Promenade in the other direction. And my wow comment, I'm going to try zoom and see if you can see the Rock of Gibraltar. So follow the coastline with me if you can. We'll go out and see extended coast. And you can see the Rock of Gibraltar, and I go a little bit further on, and again I can see it, but it's very hazy. If you can see there, straight ahead, I can see both Morocco to the right and Tunisia to the left, so that's great there, but you can see all of that. Just flipping around here now, down onto the beach. There's been a few winter storms here in the last couple of days, and what happens is the sea gets very angry and takes away a lot of the sand, and you get some stones coming to the surface, but they're resanded very, very quickly. You know, this will be resanded now very, very quickly. In certain areas, last week they were resanding further up towards Puerto Banús, so the beach for peak season is always absolutely perfect and immaculate. It's beautiful. I'm not sure if you can see there, just on the centre of picture there, there's some ladies there. They're either after finishing a yoga session or they're getting ready to do a yoga session. Right here we have Coracora. Just zoom out. Coracora is a restaurant. It was previously called Las Pasajeras. It was bought out recently by a new crowd, and they've done a magnificent job, and it's very, very modern. That's the front of Marina Mariola, and just getting past where those ladies are, you've got one of my favourites, which is cappuccino, and cappuccino is very high class, very well done, very modern, and that's quite possibly why Coracora had to do a nice job on their place. If the competition next door is good, there's no point in you opening a place that's not so good, you know. Oops, got so clear the other day. So looks like yoga's about to start. I'm just going to walk a tiny bit more because I want to show you just some of the vehicles that are used by people for beach sports, and the kind of pedal boats and stuff to bring the kids out in. Give me a little bit hoarse this morning after a night out last night. The pebbles and the rocks, by the way, are not something that's seen here very often. Again, it's that storm that's done that. Guarantee you, during the summer you won't see that. So there's a pedal boat. Again, you can see a couple of them have slides built into them. So you pedal out into the water and you climb up top, and your kids get a chance to slide into the water, which is great fun. The water's very calm today. It's actually a beautiful day here. And bear in mind, we're talking the 27th of November. So it's less than 4 weeks to Christmas. I mean, Christmas would have been 4 weeks yesterday. And it's 17 degrees here today. Very, very little wind. Also on the beach you'll get shower facilities. You can see there. These are dotted every 150 meters or so. So on the busy part of the beach, even more frequent than that. So you can wash as you swim, or you want to go to the promenade. Now, for going up to the promenade, you're expected to be dressed in reasonably suitable attire. So you can see Cappuccino restaurant there. Great for coffee, best coffee in Marbella, they say. And I could do one because when I went to my stash in the apartment this morning, the box was empty. So maybe that's why I'm hoarse actually. There's no caffeine on board yet. Done a separate video the other day of a restaurant on the beach that's very popular for weddings, and it's this one here. Now, bear in mind, this has been closed probably at this stage now for 2 months, so it's become a bit disheveled with the winter storm. So this place here is where the wedding ceremony takes place. People go onto the beach then and they have some drinks, and while they're on the beach having drinks and doing their wedding photography, the area there is prepared with tables for the banquet. Should you decide that you don't want the banquet outside, of course, you can have the banquet inside, which is the indoor restaurant that they have here. And just to the right of all this then, you have their cooking facilities. Again, on a separate video that I've done on this particular restaurant, you'll see that they have that boat in there where they put timber and the burns to embers to give you that grilled fish flavoured meal, which is absolutely splendid. Getting shower facilities there, a little bit more modern than what's on the rest of the beach. I think the beach restaurant, as it's known, probably put them in themselves, but they're slightly more fancy. What you see there, by the way, is not what's burnt on the fire. That's an extension for a dance area that they lay out here sometimes when it's ultra busy. So that is a kind of a subfloor as such. The cooking facilities are in here for the outdoor preparation area. You can see it's properly done. There's a wash station, sink, refrigeration, there's electrical power, and the fish is cooked here in this boat. Timbers laid out here. They're now burned for hours before they would be used. Timber would normally be stored in there, so that's where they cook the fish. So just looking out again, hopefully you can see what I can see, as I say, on the horizon. That would be Morocco and Tunisia, and as we move the other way, then you can see the Rock of Gibraltar there, and then the Spanish mainland. So this is a really wonderful morning to be down here. I'm getting a lot of footage. That's Port of Venus Harbour behind me. That's Marbella Harbour there, and as the beach curves, that's where the food beach restaurants are. So that, as I said, is a 5-minute walk from the apartments. You know, you couldn't have a better location in Marbella than we have. We're absolutely blessed with what we have, and I couldn't recommend that you not visit here. It's so fabulous here. As I said, it's November and today is absolutely beautiful. If I sat down here now, you know, I'm not one bit cold. I'm not prepared for it. I don't have a towel or anything like that to lie on. But you could sit here in the sun now, and it's absolutely beautiful. You wouldn't need sun cream, believe me. It's that warm, you know. So it's beautiful here today. So that's it. That's Sunday morning, the 27th of November, year 2021, from Marbella. And now I'm heading to Cappuccino for a coffee. So thanks for listening. Bye.